Happy Halloween! My name is Flo and this is the Grape Jelly Library. We just came in from being outside handing out tricks or treats to the kitties. And now we are in the toasty warm kitchen by the fire. And I didn't want to let this day end without doing this very fun tag that I heard MJ do over at the channel Reading This Life. If you have not yet subscribed to her channel or you do not know of her channel, head on over and give her a subscribe so that you can enjoy all the fun that she dishes out. All right, this is the Spooky Halloween tag. It is 29 questions long, and before we get into the questions, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please take a moment to do so now. All right, the Spooky Halloween tag. Number 1, favorite horror or Halloween themed song. David Seville, The Witch Doctor. If you don't know that song, Google it or YouTube it, however you have to find out about it, find out. And when you're listening to it, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Where we come from, we like our music with a good beat that you could dance to. Number 2, name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or in an abandoned building. Well, as long as the crickets are chirping and the owls are hooting, I wouldn't want to run into another person. No how, no way. Not lurking behind a tree, not sitting in an abandoned car, and certainly not within the house itself. Yeah, that would just freak me out if another person was there. You know, animals will be animals, but sometimes people are scarier. Number 3, have you ever played with a Ouija board? Yes, a few times, and the last time that we played with one, it involved red nail polish, a dumpster, my older sister, and socks. Number 4, favorite horror monster or villain. The creature from the Black Lagoon. Number 5, the creepiest thing that's ever happened while you were alone. Today was kind of creepy. I was sweeping the floor and Gracie, my cat, was curled up in a ball on the cushion of the chair. And it's a pub chair, so it was higher up. So she was out like a light, and as I was gingerly sweeping around that area, the chair just kind of moved over a ½ inch, and I thought there's no way possible that she is even up, and even if she was up, she wouldn't have the energy, the strength, I should say, the strength to move that chair a ½ inch. So and yeah, I don't know. Even to right now, I don't know how that happened. Cannot figure it out. Number 6, if you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? Not on a dare. No, I don't take dares too seriously. There would have to be something with a little bit more substance to it, like moolah. And so let's consider the factors. Would I do it on my own on a dare? No. Would I do it with a friend on a dare? No. Would I do it with a friend and there was a monetary reward afterwards? Yes. Would I do it alone and there was a monetary reward after? No. Number 7, are you superstitious? No. 8, do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? Sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night, I do, but it doesn't affect me in such a way that I'm not able to go back to bed. And I should say my animals that are sleeping by me see it too. That freaks me out a little bit to know that they are seeing what I am seeing. But like I said, not enough that I couldn't go back to bed. Number 9, do you prefer gore or thrillers? I prefer thrillers because I am queasy and I don't particularly like bloody scenes. 10, do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? 100%. 11, ever made a potion of any sort? Yes, when I was probably 6, 7, we would make potions of pickle juice and RC Crown Cola, probably grape Kool-Aid, milk, maybe sauerkraut juice, whatever. Whatever was liquid in the refrigerator went into our potion. And other than that, no. But I did do a spell once. I don't know if it was black magic or white magic. All I know is that at the end of this spell, it was like a warning that the spell will come true, but something bad will result from it. And myself not being too much of a believer in that sort of thing, I went ahead and I cast that spell. And that spell worked tenfold, which freaked me out because it was something that chances of happening were like null. But I was able to bring that, to manifest it, but something bad did result in it, and that was the end of my magic business. That was my first spell, and I never cast another afterwards because it just freaked me out. Number 12, do you get scared easily? Well, if I am with someone, no, not really at all. It's usually they who are scared. And I find it funny. I kind of laugh and I get a lot of this. Flo, it's not funny, but it is. But here's what's even funnier. When I'm by myself, then I absolutely am chicken shit. If I hear one little bump in the night, I'm like, who's that? What's that? Yeah, so by myself, absolutely. With somebody, not at all. 13, have you ever played Bloody Mary? Yes, I think I was in 3rd grade and I came home from school with the notion of putting the business of Bloody Mary to rest. The kiddies in my class were discussing Bloody Mary. It was around Halloween time and they were discussing it. And I remember kind of not believing it. So I came home, and while my mom was preparing dinner, I thought, let me just go take care of business. And I went upstairs to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror, which happened to be as long as the wall was, and I Bloody Maried and turned around, and Bloody Mary and turned around and flicked the light on and ran because I couldn't go through with it. I don't know if it was 3 times that you have to do it or 8 times, but all I know is I said it and I turned all the times except for the very last time, and I was too afraid to see if she was gonna manifest in my mirror. So yeah, I bolted, pretty quick. Number 14, do you believe in demons, the devil? Absolutely. There is absolutely evil that walks among us. Yep. 15, you're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? I hightail it out of whatever room I am in, and I exit stage left, and I get upstairs to the bedroom. I feel that is the room where I would be the safest. That is the room I feel would be the easiest for me to escape. Open the window and get out on the roof and climb down the wrought iron railing and then jump into the gravel and hop the fence and then get onto the sidewalk and run. It's a lot of work, but I'll do it if I have to. All the other rooms, I feel like I'd just be trapped. 16, if you got trapped, there we go. If you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, of course. And if Johnny Depp was in that movie, all the more reason to choose it. 17, if you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? I would be a witch. If Stevie Nicks can pull it off at 365, then there is no reason why I couldn't either. 18, would you ever go to the graveyard at night? Yes, heck yes. Many, 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 many times I have spent passing through a graveyard with my friends when we were younger in our teenage years, and we would go to parties. None of us had a vehicle, and so we had to walk everywhere. And the easiest and safest way would be to cut through the cemetery. And so it was one thing to do that in the daytime, but when the party was over and it was dark, that was another. And that cemetery was long and hilly, but we were respectful, and the spirits absolutely let us pass through with no incidents. 19, in a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? Somebody who is an expert in zombies, because I am not, and I would need, by all means, somebody to help keep me safe, get me to safety, because I wouldn't know the first thing to do when it comes to zombies. 20, would you rather go to a Halloween party or trick-or-treating? I would rather go trick-or-treating because I'm calling the shots. I can stop when I want, and there's a payoff at the end, right? You know? 21, you're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? Okay, I'm not the killer because I'm not a troublemaker. I'm not the skeptic because at that moment I would absolutely believe. I'm not the comic relief because there's nothing funny about that. I'm not the first to die because I'm very strategic, and I feel that I would be able to hold out and be one of the last. I'm going to say I am the smart one. 22, do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? I don't have to, I choose to. I'm all about mind over matter, but I choose to because I don't want to fall into a slumber or bliss with that being the last thing on my mind. Do you know when you were in high school and you had a spelling test and they said to speak these words into a tape recorder and just play it while you're sleeping? So it's along those lines. I just wouldn't want that to be the last thing on my mind in my slumber. So I would choose to seek out something happy. 23, whilst watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person that falls asleep? Well, I'm not the person that falls asleep. I am the person who yells at the characters. Are you kidding me? That's me. Are you kidding me? For real? And I am the person with their eyes covered, not the whole time, but if it's a bloody, gory movie, then yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say the person that I 100% am is the person that would get 5 minutes into it and say, all right, that's enough for me. And I would get up and I would go find myself something else to do. 24. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? Both. I am always the one who does the scaring. I live for that. Rubber snakes, and I love to sneak up on somebody that, one of my loved ones or somebody dear to me, and if I'm in the vehicle, honk the horn, because they never expect that, and I get such a kick out of that. I just last week did that to a friend of mine who was in his vehicle reading the newspaper, and as I pulled in the lot, I said to myself, watch this, and it went even better than I could have planned. That puts a smile on my face like you wouldn't believe. But of course, all of them like to retaliate, and so they do get me. My husband doesn't. I have hid behind that door when he would walk in so many times and roar, yell roar, and I will get him every time. But he doesn't retaliate. But my sisters definitely, my friends definitely, my boss definitely, and it's fun. 25. Favorite scary book? I don't think I have one yet. If I had to pick one, I'm going to say Amityville Horror. I wasn't scared, but I did enjoy it, and if I lived in that house, then absolutely I would be afraid, absolutely. So I'm going to say that one. But reading the book itself, I mean, I was up till midnight by myself, and at no time did I feel like I should shut the book and read it in the light of day. 26. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? Well, thank you, dialing for dollars. I was probably 3rd or 4th grade. And the movie was Carrie, and to this day, I hate that movie. Hate it. There's too many mean people in that movie. But that would be the one. 27. What was your first Halloween costume? The first one that I can recall is Little Red Riding Hood. My mom, my grandmother both sewed, and I'm told by my mom that my grandma made me the red cloak and the apron and yarn, and braided me some braids and out of the yarn, and yeah, that's the first one that I could remember, other than those fabulous vinyl plastic costumes that you get in a box from Woolworths / McCrory's. Yeah, I dream of Genie, Wonder Woman. Every year, I wanted to be Evel Knievel, but I never got to be him. But anyways, yeah, I would have to say for me, it is Little Red Riding Hood. All right. 28. What are you going to be for Halloween this year? Well, it's 9:04 and Halloween isn't quite over. And what I was for Halloween was a tired, middle-aged woman handing out tricks or treats. I had my grandbaby for 3 days, and she's 2, and it's a lot of running around and picking this up, picking this up, picking this up, picking this up. And we did a lot of walks, and we went to the playground, so we stayed super busy. So I don't usually get tired. I have high energy levels, but I don't know. I think I think it caught up with me. I always get my second wind, so that's a good thing. So I will probably be getting my second wind. I can actually feel it coming on now. So probably within about 10 minutes, I'm going to be buzzing around the house doing more busy work. And the last question for this super fun tag is 29. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, black cat, owl, bat, rat, wolf, what would you pick? I would pick, well, if you could train your wolf to be anything like your dog, then I would pick the wolf. But if that were not the case, an owl. I love owls. Yep, an owl. Wolf, owl, wolf, owl. Wolf. An owl. Okay, so that is my spooky Halloween tag, and yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here, and I am gonna wish you all a happy Halloween. Have a safe one, and we will see you in my next video. Until then, know that I love you. Be well, be good, and be reading.